Hey, what's going on? It's Kid, your boy KLA, Cloud the Wanderer, and I'm here on a Sunday with my special guest. Her name is Nora Smith Bowen. How you been, Nora?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me okay? I'm taking my headset off so I don't look like I'm working in a call center right
Yeah,
now.
you good? You
Okay,
good so
awesome.
far?
Thank you so much for
You
having me. I'm
good?
so excited.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Where can I start? Like, so you're a bikini competitor?
I yeah, so long story short, I was overweight my entire life, pushing 340 pounds, back in, oh my gosh, 2016-ish. I decided to make a life change, and had surgery, bariatric surgery, that gave me the tool I needed to get my life back on track. And then zoom forward a few years, I've always been a fan of bodybuilding. It's one of those things that when you're that big, it's kind of a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. You just watch the competitors and think, wow, I wish that was me. That's so cool. But it'll never happen. So go back, like when I was in my early 20s. I'm sure you remember Oxygen magazine. It was Robert Kennedy's magazine. I was obsessed with it. Nicole Wilkinsley was on the cover, and I said, oh my gosh, I want to do that someday. But I was 300 plus pounds. Like, I knew that was never
Mm,
going to happen. So about 3-ish years ago, I started really more into like a CrossFit type thing of just trying to get myself healthy and just back on track to where I wanted to be. I had met my now husband in San Diego, and so about 2 years ago we got engaged, and I knew I didn't want to walk down the aisle being as heavy as I was. I was about 240 pounds then. So I started doing Peloton workouts and tracking macros, and something sparked in me where I'm like, this is my jam. I love this. Like, what more can I do? So actually, on my wedding day, I looked at my husband. We were surrounded by all our friends, and I said, I'm going to do a bodybuilding competition this time next year. And he's like, all right. So we literally put our honeymoon on hold, used that money to put towards my dream. And I stepped on stage in July for my very first show at the Summer Shredding Championship, where I competed in what they call a transformation division, which I'm not sure how
yeah,
much you know about that. Not many
I recently heard about it. I
yeah,
recently,
so
yeah.
not many shows have that. So like, NPC, like OCB, stuff like that, they don't have that division. So I had actually seen Christian Guzman had posted a few years ago about his show, and I was like, that's incredible, giving these people that blue skin, stretch marks, getting them up and there on stage and getting them comfortable with just being up there with very little clothing on. So that was like my dream of standing up there and showing off my transformation. So that was my goal was to stand on his stage in transformation. And then my lifelong dream was to be a bikini competitor. So I ended up competing at his show also, in the masters bikini, where I placed third. I was shocked.
Okay.
And then I actually got third in the transformation division out of I think it was 15 ladies in July as well. So they actually had the championship a few weeks ago. So I did that as well. Unfortunately, that didn't go as planned. I got very ill, and peak week wasn't what it needed to be. So it was all right. We did what we could. I made it across the stage. We did it. So, so everyone asks me now, are you done? No. That first time I stepped out on that stage in July, I was like, what is this? This is what I was meant to do.
Okay.
So I think I walked off the stage and I was like, wait, what did I just do? It goes by so fast. You don't even know you're up there until you're walking off. You're like, oh my gosh, I just did my whole routine and I don't remember any of it. But I had the biggest smile on my face. I think competing, honestly, some of the best part of it is the friendships you've made. I've met
Yeah.
some incredible women and men there. I mean, they're your drive. When you feel like, I don't know if I can do this, they're back there supporting you. You yeah, you're competing against each other, but the amount of tears and hugs backstage for one another, there's just nothing else like it. So
Wow.
I was so happy to, just put myself out there. And now I feel like I have lifelong friends now from competing with them because, we talk daily on Instagram and we all like chit chat and, they all have their own goals too of competing in other shows. But my ultimate goal now is definitely I want to do OCB where, 100% drug tested, polygraphed, all that good stuff because I'm natty. And then, of course, NPC has always been my dream. So I actually work with a team, the best coaching team out there, Gabby and Casey for Barbell Victress. We were talking, and I'm actually going to be changing over to wellness next year. So we're packing on some more muscle in the booty and the legs and the shoulders. So it's the food's going up the holidays, which is great, but the training I know is going to be a lot more intense, and I'm totally ready for it. I'm ready for that next challenge. But those wellness women just look amazing, and their posing is incredible, and I can't wait to try this next adventure. It's like, what I've done the transformation to bikini. What else is there? And I feel like honestly, my body, because I have the loose skin, and I was so big at one time. I don't feel like I would ever get small enough for bikini. And my coach was funny. She was like, well, actually, bikini's kind of a slap in the face because you put on so much muscle. She's like, that would just be going backwards at this point. I was like, okay. So wellness, here we come next year. I'm hoping to be on the OCB stage in Hermosa Beach in October of next year in wellness.
Yeah, I mean that's congratulations on your
so
couple
much.
of shows. Yeah, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you'll do well in wellness. Yeah.
I hope so. That posing's pretty crazy. I don't think I didn't realize how people ask me what the hardest part of bodybuilding is. It's not the hours in the gym. It's not the tracking all your macros. It's the posing.
It's the diets. Oh, the posing?
Okay. That posing is no joke. And I'm not a heels girl. So when I had to stick these 5-inch heels on, I was like, what did I just get myself into? It was like a baby deer on ice for the first 2 months of learning. But my posing coach, Jill, is incredible. She's the best out there. I love her more than anything. And she's on this wellness journey with me now. I think I'm going to be her first wellness competitor. So we're going to be learning together. So I'm so excited for this next year.
Yeah. Well, we got some friends on the chat. We got Balls Deep. Good evening, gorgeous.
Hello.
And we got Lawrence Perkins. Good evening, Nora. KLA, Balls Deep. He says, I believe she will do great.
Oh, thank you so much.
You have amazing energy as well. She does.
Thank you. I love really that. I've tried myself on my energy and my super annoying loud laugh.
Yeah.
That's what people always tell me. They're like, your light and your energy is just crazy. I don't know where it comes from. I'm always so tired.
Yeah. When you first started, what was it that made you wanted to just go on stage?
I honestly fear. I didn't want to. I grew up, I was telling you before we joined live that I grew up a competitive figure skater where I was always the big girl. I always got last place. I was not what the judges wanted to see on ice skates. I was not the standard, the model, I wasn't the Michelle Kwan, the Nancy Kerrigan, that was my day. Tanya Harding back then. And so I was like, why would I step on the ice at 12, not fearless, and do this when I'm 41 now and I've worked so hard. I stepped out there and I'm not going to lie. I wanted to turn around so bad when they called my name and I was terrified, but no, it's like they kind of, your competitors are pushing you forward because I was actually first out in July and you never want to be first out because that's terrifying, but I was, and I was like, oh, and the girls were like, you got this. And like I said, I literally blacked out, did my 30-second routine and walked off the stage and I was like, holy moly, I did it. I freaking did it. I think I had the biggest smile of my life on my face. and I was ready to turn around and do it again. So when I placed top 5, I got 3rd place. I was like, all right, championship. His show that he gives you a year. So I was gonna put it on the back burner more or less. And be like, okay, I'll do the championship this time next October. And my coach is like, no, you're doing it this year. You're not putting it on the back burner. We're doing this. I was like, okay. So I think we had about 17 weeks where I grew quite a bit, my legs and my shoulders, like to the point where I actually used the same suit, but Aggie makes my suit. She's amazing. We just added more crystals to my suit, and then I think I'm going to need a different suit this time because my booty got so big in those 16 weeks. My suit was getting eaten up by my butt cheeks. So, so probably a new suit next year. But it's amazing what you can do in 16 weeks. So I was like, there's no way I can make that much change in 16 weeks. I mean, 16 weeks sounds like a lot, but it's 4 months. That's literally nothing in the bodybuilding world. So I'm in my garage gym. I have like my husband was amazing and bought me this huge like Smith machine rig after my first show. And so I don't have to drive to the gym every day. I can, work out at home and then go to the gym when I need to. And so I'm in our garage every morning at 3:30, get my 3+ hours of training in before work a 10-hour day, do my posing at night, take care of the household. And then I'm in bed by 7 because I'm so tired, but I freaking love it. I don't know what my life was like before it. I don't think I even remember not being crazed and just working out all the time, but I love it so much.
What's the plan for you? Like, so you're gonna do an OCB show? Like what's the plan for where in the OCB would you like to go?
That's a good question. I haven't thought that far ahead, but okay. I want to try. I want to try a natty show because a lot of the shows people say they're natural when they're not, and that's fine. To each their own. I totally get it, but I want to see where I compare to individuals that are natural, and so I want to do OCB. My coach is actually an OCB pro, so she was talking to me because I didn't even know about OCB until I talked to her a few weeks ago, and I looked into it and just. It's a fantastic organization. The shows look incredible. The people look incredible. And then hopefully an NPC show. Yeah, that's my Gabby. She's the best. Yeah. She's the best. She was in the military with my sister, so that's how I actually got introduced to her. But I was like, oh, can't thank my sister enough for introducing me to her.
She looks like a bodybuilder. Like
she is amazing. She's an OCB pro. I don't know how long ago, but yeah, her body's insane.
But she was doing physique or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Her body is unreal. Yeah. She said she was not getting on stage in those crazy heels, and I do not blame her.
Yeah. What was training like under her? Like, what was that like?
She was there for me 100%. Like, there were days I know I was a complete raging nut. You're depleted on carbs. You're depleted on fat. Your brain's not working. I don't think I've cried or lost my phone or water bottle so much on prep in my life. Like, it's like crying, then happy. And it's one thing you don't really know about when you start prep is just kind of the emotional aspect of it. And I remember my sister and my nephews came to my first show, and I was just bawling, and they're all looking at me like, what in the heck? I'm like, you guys have no idea all the emotions running through. I mean, it's totally worth it in the end, but it's kind of nice that you have other friends like backstage that are as nutty as you and depleted as you, because you're like, okay, we're all crazy together, and then we're going to go eat great food and we'll feel fantastic.
Was you like during your depletion, like how was your husband's reaction to it?
He's a saint. So literally he the first year of our marriage, he had a wife on bodybuilding prep, and we didn't get divorced. So I think that's huge. He's my number one supporter, my number one fan. He's amazing. Yeah, I couldn't do it without him, because if he wasn't here to help me and push me, because there's days I just like, I can't do this. Even I was really sick with COVID actually during my last show, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. Like, I'm so weak, I can't even hold my poses. He's like, we're here. You're freaking doing
Mm.
it. If I have to put you on my shoulder and carry you across that stage myself, I was like, all right, as long as you wear my heels, we got this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a blessing for you,
You
being
have to have a good
marrying some.
support system. You really
Yeah,
do.
you
I'm
do.
sure there's people that don't, because I actually have some fellow friends, competitors that their family isn't as, I don't know, I want to say proud, but they don't understand it as much. And they're like, well, why are you
Right.
starving yourself? Why are you burning yourself out in the gym? I need that support, because if I had someone saying, oh, well, can't you just have a French fry? Can't you just go have a couple beers, or let's just go to McDonald's? He knows. Like, if there's plans on the weekend, he's like, oh, well, we can't go do this until Nora's done training. So, like, he knows training comes first. And a lot of our friends, I think, when they heard me say I was going to do a bodybuilding show, they were like, yeah, right, sure you are. And then they literally saw the changes in me, and they were like, holy crud, like, she's
Yeah, you
actually
look
doing
nice.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like that. And I feel like I've actually motivated a few of my friends to start working out and getting healthy, which I love. Like, that's my number one. My number one goal is to be a trainer at some point where I can help others, and especially with my story, being 340 pounds most of my life. And then literally changing my life in my 40s, which is crazy. Like, usually us women, our weight's going up in our 40s because of hormones and everything else. So I don't want to be one of those stereotypical, if I can do it, anyone can do it. But I want to be there to emotionally support these women and push them as far as they want to go. And like, that's always been something that I hold dear to, dear. Like, if it weren't for Gabby pushing me and being my support, and like me calling her crying when I needed to, I don't know if I would have made it on that stage, honestly. But yeah, the community is really the most important part of bodybuilding, honestly.
Yeah, I've been to I like it's funny because you started your bodybuilding career in July, and I just started attending a show in August, not too long ago. And this was
Oh,
in the
wow.
Big Apple yeah, the Big Apple competition. And it
I
was
love
like in
the
a
big one.
college. Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it's a lot of people, but it was a bit crowded. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Only thing about it, it's like when you do like the intermission, they tell you that they're gonna do like 10 minutes, then it'd be like
Uh-huh.
20 minutes. That's the only thing about it I ain't really like too much because you got to
Mm-hmm.
do the waiting and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's I did not know that piece either. And my
yeah,
posing coach, she's literally my life guru. She's like, because she's an IFBB pro. She said, bring a blanket. You're gonna be backstage for the whole day. Like, I did not realize how long show days were. And yeah. And honestly, that's the funnest part. Backstage with your friends, just being silly, getting your nerves out, just talking to each other, being there to support each other. We're also thirsty because we're not drinking water before we go on stage. We're all just like, oh my gosh, when can we have water? We get to eat after this. And it's like, oh man, it's legit. Like, that was my favorite part of this last show, because I just didn't feel well. The vibe was just off at that last show. I just wasn't
right.
feeling it. But my Jessica and my Brittany were back there with me, and everything was better.
We got a guest. His name is All the Rage George Page. Hello, George.
The
And
name.
he says the MPC is doing a natural pro qualifier next month at Pittsburgh Pro. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
they had a show, a natural bodybuilding show on. I forgot the name of it. It was in Virginia, something like that. Yeah, the Ben Weeder show.
Oh, yes. I do know they have a
Yeah,
show. My dad would be so happy if I
yeah,
came home and did a show. Like, he told me he's
yeah.
never coming out to California again. So I get it. He's getting up there in age. That flight's not fun anymore, but maybe we'll be going back to the East Coast at some point to do an MPC show. Pittsburgh would be awesome, but no, I'm not going on prep, but on the
He
holidays. It's
said
not
I
happening.
meant a year. Yeah.
Oh,
He said
next year.
he
Okay,
meant
perfect. Yeah, I can definitely plan on that. No, I love Pittsburgh. My brother-in-law and his family's from there, and I grew up in Northern Virginia, so that's really just a hop, skip, and a jump for us anyway. So yeah, Northern Virginia girl over here. Now I'm just in San Diego.
So you told me that you said earlier you did like on figure skating, like
I
with
did.
like how long you was doing that?
Oh my gosh. My mom had us in skating. I think I was about 8, and I did it up until I think it's kind of like the same age all girls. They discover boys in high school and they don't want to be in a rink 6 hours a day. So I broke my mom's heart and I said I didn't want to do it anymore. So my poor sister just had to, be pushed that way by my mom. My mom was the total like dance mom. I love my mom more than anything. She passed away in 2003, but I feel like her dream was for one of us to win the Olympics, and we did not have the talent for it.
That was but that's the only like athletic background you have?
Yeah, we did dance, ballet, because figure skaters have to take ballet, and skating. And then, I ended up being a coach with the little kids for a while in my early 20s as a figure skating coach. And that was a blast. I love teaching the little ones how to fall correctly without hurting themselves and how to walk on the ice and stop. And, I miss coaching. I don't miss the skating aspect. So that's when I kind of knew that I thought, maybe getting my CPT and becoming a coach would be great, help change lives. So that's really my ultimate goal, besides being on like an NPC OCB stage.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you can inspire. I have a friend, she's almost like you a little bit. She reminds me. I was thinking about kind of inviting her to the live stream, but I don't know. I kind of changed my mind because one time I did invite her. She kind of fronted on me, but like to give her like a inspiration for her to kind of lose weight, because she feels like very cautious of her body weight. She's not that big, but she doesn't feel great. And then she's looking at these women that's working out on Instagram and stuff, and she be showing me like the reels, and she was like, wow, I feel motivated, but I don't know where to start. I'm like, each its own. Everybody got their own journey.
On Instagram, I would love to talk to her, even if I just give her the motivation to at least start. I mean, it's men and women, but that was my biggest fear, especially at 300 plus pounds. I would not step foot in a gym, and no one's judging you. I mean, if they are, they're a turd, and shame on them. But they're too busy working on themselves in the gym to even really pay attention to what you're doing. And that's what, my sister's very into fitness. She's CrossFit and she's into bodybuilding now, and she looks fantastic, but she's always been my number one supporter, even when I was huge. She's like, no one's judging you. Just get in there and do it. Like, you'll feel so much better. You'll get out of the house. And so I was like, no. So that's when I started doing CrossFit, because you can do it in your garage. There's no one watching you. No one's judging you. And that kind of piqued my interest, and that's kind of like what sparked the whole journey of me losing weight and wanting to get fit. And like I said, I saw Nicole Wilkinsley on Oxygen magazine when I was 21 years old, and 20 plus years later, I want to shout her out. I want to be like, thank you for doing that. I mean, she has no idea who I am, but 20 years ago, it's like she changed my life.
Yeah. Oxygen magazine, that it sounds familiar, but I can't.
Yes. It sounds familiar. Robert Kennedy's magazines, him and his wife, Tosca Reno. So I love her. She's amazing. I actually got to meet her in person. You would have thought I met like, I don't know, some like Channing Tatum or something. I was like awestruck. I was like, oh my God, like she changed my life. She wrote a Eat Clean book that I was like just living guideline, just like trying to clean up my diet. But in the long run, that just really wasn't working for me. So I needed to kind of change. And I started counting macros, and that's when my body really did start changing, because, calories versus macros is just very different. And I was not getting anywhere near the protein I thought I needed. And, the amount of protein I'm on now, I'm like, holy moly, it's no wonder my body wasn't changing. Nutrition is really the key.
Yeah. Lawrence Perkins, she can start on drinking water, walk around the house, doing sit-ups.
That's
Okay,
true.
okay.
Yep.
Then
Yeah,
he
and YouTube
says,
has great workouts on there too if she's interested in that.
"Oh,
Oh, thank you. Oh, Lawrence, you're so sweet.
well, I mean, hold on. I have more pictures. I actually, I had a little video of you, in competition. Check it out.
I
Yeah, that
watched
don't look
that
too
and
bad.
oh man. That was us walking off stage, obviously, after we had placed, and all of us were in shock. I remember looking at one of the girls, Jawan, and I like held her hand. I was like, oh, because we had made top 10 at the time, and we were going to the championship. I was like, oh, girl, because it was during the Olympic time. I was like, girl, we're going to the Olympics, and like it was so awesome because I got to see her a few weeks ago and hug her. It's like it's just crazy. It was like the Olympics for us as transformation girls. All of us, at one time were honestly 300 plus pounds,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so all those ladies that you had saw walk off stage with me had lost over 100 pounds. Honestly, most of them, like myself, over 200. So it's just those people are so inspiring to even be able to share a stage with those incredible ladies. It's like that's all of that matters. If I didn't get a medal, who cares? That experience, like you can tell on my face just doing my posing routine and walking off that stage. I effing love it. Like I want to do nothing else anymore. Like that's where I'm meant to be. If I place
Yeah.
dead last every show, I do not care. I freaking love it. That's what I want to do.
How far do you see yourself just competing? Like, as a
I
till you
would
get
love,
old?
obviously, I would love to get a pro card. Do I think that'll ever happen? Heck no. So I'm just gonna,
You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that.
I know. I mean, I would love for that to happen, especially in my 40s.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I know tons of women. My posing coach Jill got her pro card in her early 40s, mid 40s, and so I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. I mean, it's a goal. We'll see what happens, but yeah, definitely. I want to do 2 shows next year. We're actually going on our honeymoon in May. I haven't told Gabby this yet. We're going on an Alaskan cruise. So I'm like, well, for a week, I'm
Okay.
going to plan. Just let me live my life, but I'm not going to go crazy. But I want to be able to step on stage by like September of next year.
What was working out like just training? Like, was it like intense, or what
Yes.
was you doing?
You know, I work out 6 days a week. We do, and my training will be changing, of course, for wellness, but for bikini and transformation, we were doing 6 days a week. Leg days were about 2+ hours. So those were Tuesdays and Saturdays. And then you're doing, your hour of cardio and like your 40-minute plus of abs. So you're in the gym or you're training for 4 hours a day. It's like, if you're not loving that, why would you do that to yourself? So obviously I love it. And people hear that and they're like, oh, that is ridiculous. Well, that's not for everybody. That's not to say that, like, your neighbor next door who wants to lose some weight needs to be working out like that, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever you can start doing. But I think that what kind of scares my friends off, they're like, because they'll see me after a while. Well, how did you do it? Like, how often do you work out? How long? And I tell them like, oh no, I could never. Well, yeah, but bodybuilding is totally different. Losing weight's one thing. Bodybuilding is a whole other bear. Like you don't want to go stand on stage in a bikini. That's not your goal. You don't need to do all that craziness. So,
Right.
I unfortunately I did get, last winter I got pretty sick with pneumonia and had to take some time off from training. I was like freaking out that I was going to lose any muscle I'd put on. And of course, again, where Gabby steps in, being the amazing Gabby she is, she's like, girl, you're not going to lose muscle that fast. Chill out. You need to rest. And that's a coach. That's a good coach. That's a coach telling you need to put yourself first. Your body needs the rest. Because, not going to lie, I have friends who compete and they use different coaching teams and they do things that aren't what I think is healthy or probably not the best for that athlete. To each their own. I know nothing I'm not judging, to each their own, but she cares about you as a person, not, well, let's see how many medals we can get. We're just going to push you until you die. That's just silly. And I knew going into it, I couldn't handle a coaching team like that. And honestly, Barbell Victress was all I've ever reached out to. They're the only ones I ever want to work with. Hopefully someday I can be a coach with Gabby. Like, that's my ultimate goal, besides competing wise, obviously, and just helping women, because they only work with women, Barbell Victress, obviously, but just helping change some women's lives. I have a friend, my husband's friend Ben, who just got engaged. Shout out Ben. His mom saw me compete and she's actually lost some weight. I'm so proud of her. Like,
wow, that's cool.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Motivating and inspiring.
Yeah. What he says, you. Wait, I've got my tablet is slow. Faith plays
so sweet.
You're a true angel, and your husband is truly blessed with amazingly beautiful woman like you in his life, and I know you feel the same.
Yes.
That's sweet.
He is. Lawrence is so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, he said, the bodybuilders appreciate him. The women bodybuilders, they appreciate him and stuff. You did an amazing job on stage, Miss Nora.
Oh, thank you.
And he said, bodybuild, all the race George Page, bodybuilding isn't a race, it's a marathon. Take your time to understand the process, then you can fully trust it.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. I think a lot of people kind of smoke themselves out of the gate, just put too much into it fast, and they hate the process, and you're not gonna want to go back and do it again if you hate the process.
So like you did the transformation thing, like how was that for you?
It
with
was
the process.
So like I said, Christian Guzman, the owner of Alphalete, like literally the gym, like it's like the Disney World of gyms. I got to go there in November and experience it. It was incredible. He started this, I think 7 or 8 years ago. It was right around the time I had bariatric surgery. I was following someone named Dalton Musselwhite. Shout out Dalton if you're out there. And he had competed and won the men's transformation. And it sparked my interest. I was like, man, if he can do it, like, that's amazing. I want to be able to do that. And then I saw that they actually had women. I thought it was just a men's thing. And then I saw the women competing, and I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. 8 years ago, did I ever think it would happen? Heck no. Like, no way. So the fact that I did it, the fact that I placed was crazy. They called my number and I stood there like, wait, what? I literally looked at it, I was like, wait, what's my number? They said my name. I was like, oh my God. I was in shock. Like, my sister was like, you're going to place. And I was like, no, there's no way. And she's like, yeah, you are. And I was like, okay, whatever. And when I did, I was shocked. Like, it was amazing. That feeling was like no other. But like I said, honestly, the best part of that experience was those backstage moments with all the ladies. Like, I miss those girls so much. We had the best time in November. We made silly TikToks. I met some incredible new people that I hadn't met at the previous show. Oh my gosh, I miss them all. They're amazing. The amount of just love and support that we have for each other is huge. And this day and age, I feel like women just like to tear each other down, and I hate that. I'm a girl's girl. I'm a girl's girl all the way through. I am not gonna ever tear a woman down. That's just not me. Like, if that's you, whatever, you're a crappy person, but yeah, So the fact, I mean, of course, there was a few that didn't really have anything to do with, me or talk to us, or, certain coaching teams didn't let their competitors mingle with the their team members. And that's ridiculous. Like, this is not the Olympia. And even in the Olympia, I feel like they wouldn't do that stupid crap. But yeah, it was a learning experience for sure. You learned who you can trust and who not to trust. And like I said, Jessica and Brittany, I just feel like I wanted to go back in November, mostly just to see them, not even step on stage. Of course I wanted to step on stage, but to see them. And Jessica and I think you had a picture up there. We dressed as the Shining Twins because athlete check-ins were on my favorite day of the year, Halloween. So we dressed up as the Shining Twins, and oh my God, it was a blast.
Oh, that's what that was from the Shining. Yes. Oh, okay, okay.
We had athlete check-ins on Halloween. I'm telling you, my favorite day of the year, and that's how you know how much I love bodybuilding, because I missed my favorite day of the year. Didn't eat a single piece of candy. Still haven't had any candy actually but I've been sick, and so maybe we'll have some candy. Don't tell Gabby. But it was amazing. It was like so much fun being there. It was Halloween. We were dressed up. We were doing athlete check-ins. We got to see everyone that we hadn't seen in 16 weeks. It was seriously so much fun.
I'm glad you did have fun. Yeah, in New York, I remember somebody made like a video. There were different videos of it, but like somewhere like in Manhattan, they was doing the Thriller dance and stuff. Everybody was like. Yeah, they was looking kind of ghoulish and stuff, and yeah.
I feel like New York can get away with that. That's epic. I'm gonna have to find that video.
I seen it on Facebook. Yeah,
it was just check that out. Like the biggest thriller, like what do they call that? Flash mob dance, flash mob something? Yeah, that's probably what that is. But that sounds amazing.
I just call it the Thriller dance.
The Thriller dance, yes. I think I used to know that back when I was like 6. I definitely don't remember it anymore.
Is this your husband? I love my Nora.
Oh my gosh, he even spells it. So that's not how I spell my name, but that's how all my family members call me, like Nora, just to be annoying because they know I can't stand it. So I love that he does that, because that's how my sister calls me Nora. She knows it drives me nuts. So that's how she says it and spells it when she wants to drive me crazy. But I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Like do you have like a favorite bodybuilder that you admire? Like whether it's IFBB or OCB or the PGA?
Course, yeah. I mean, there's so many females out there. Harper Hope Harper. I always call her the wrong thing because she's got the HH name. Hope Harper. She's incredible. She actually just got third at the Hawaii show yesterday. She's amazing. I think she was one of the first competitors I ever saw, and I fell in love with her suit. And I was like, oh, I have to have that suit. And that's when I started following her. There's so many bikini girls. Obviously all the Olympia ladies are incredible. Oh yes, there's all the girls from July. Obviously men, I mean, Sebum is life. Like, is there anybody else? I'm sorry, but yeah, like I get giddy, even like my cheeks are getting flushed just thinking about him. I'm like, oh yeah, Sebum's incredible. So love that man. He can do no wrong in my book.
Yeah. I didn't really know who he was till somebody was saying it. So another bodybuilder was mentioning him and stuff. So he has a nice physique.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing, and I love that he competed yesterday in a completely different division. He was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire at the Olympia. No, actually, I'm gonna go do one more show in a different division and see how I do." And he got second. Like, that's crazy. The man's just unreal, and he just seems like a genuinely good dude. Because I'm weird like that. Like, I can think you're amazing, and if I meet you and you're a shit person, pardon my French, if you're not a nice person, like that just takes my love away. Like, I'm like, ah. So unfortunately, I've met a few people that I've idolized, and they were just kind of not great, and that kind of ruined it for me. So, He's Canadian. Like, I feel like
I
all
mean,
Canadians are super nice, but
yeah,
he seems awesome. But my favorite pro, I
yeah,
have to
it's
say, is
always gonna
Jill
be
Braxmeyer,
nasty.
my posing coach. She's amazing. Jill Braxmeyer, I love you.
Oh, okay. So what was it like just practicing with the heels? I know you said it was difficult, but like
Oh
how did you
oh
get
gosh.
better and better and stuff?
So Jill kept telling me muscle memory is a thing, and I'm like, well, I know it's a thing because I was a figure skater, but I did not think that was gonna happen. Long story short, I've had multiple spinal surgeries. Like, I'm fused from like, geez Louise, like L5 up to like 3. And so I actually almost passed away a few years ago. I was in the ICU after one of my
Oh
surgeries.
wow!
And that
Sorry
was
to
kind of
hear
what
that.
sparked, oh, thank you. That was kind of what sparked me to be, I actually say that in my transformation video, because for his show, you have to have you're judged on not only your physique, but your video. And so I have that in my video, but that kind of sparked me to, you have to get your crap together. You need to be alive for your nephews and your sister and your family. And so that was like, all right, if I make it out of this hospital bed, I'm getting my crap together. And I say that in my video. I really, it was like, if you get it out of this hospital bed, you're getting your crap together. And so luckily Jill has spinal issues too, because, there's certain front poses that just hurt and don't work.
Yeah.
And so having to manipulate someone's body when their body doesn't move in certain ways, because I have so much metal and rods in there, we worked it out. Wellness is going to be a different story because their front poses are on like both sides. And so like I have a certain side I like over the other side because my back doesn't like to bend that way. So we're going to be manipulating my body to get where it needs to go. But posing is extremely hard, and the muscle memory definitely takes over, but you have to practice. And I don't think that's something a lot of people know. Like my sister, I was at her home last Christmas time and I was like practicing, and she's like, I could never. I'm like, I know, right? Like, it's crazy. It's hard. And then try putting these flipping heels on because I'm not a heel person. It's just crazy. But I do think I have strong ankles from wearing figure skates for so many years in my life. But thank God for Shoe Fairy. Makes really good shoes that strap to your ankles and won't let you down. Because, yep, that's me and Jill's house. That was, oh my gosh, that was probably one of our like very early on posing sessions. Like the first time I met her, I was like, she was like this angelic angel, and we went into her studio, and she was, teaching me what I needed to do. And I was like, there is no flipping way I'm ever gonna be able to figure this out. She's like, yes, you will. Muscle memory will take over. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I started working with her last November, and then my show was in July. So for that many months, it's crazy to see my videos I have on my phone of like my first posing sessions and like practices in my garage. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. I mean, my posing is still nothing to be, shouting to the rooftops about. Everyone can always do better. But it definitely has come a long way. But I mean, even to this day, I practice because you don't want to lose that. And bikini and wellness are a lot alike. Wellness does, I think, more like half terms versus quarter terms. So that's going to be different. But I don't want my body to forget what it's supposed to do when we start working together, after the holidays. So I'm still practicing just because you need to. Like, I was so terrified I was going to get on that stage and completely black out and not remember what your routine was. And the good thing is the judges don't know what the heck your routine is anyway. They just know what they're looking for. But like I said, in July, when I walked out there, I just blacked out. My body took over. Next thing I know, I'm walking off the stage and I'm blowing a kiss to my nephews. Like, it was crazy.
Oh yeah. Bodybuilding, all the way George Pace, bodybuilding takes a lot of work and dedication. What are some things you need to help in your development? I think she said it, right?
Yeah. Well, if he means body development wise, like my glutes, I have zero tie-ins. We got to work on tie-ins. My glutes, my legs need to get bigger. And shoulders. My sister and I are blessed with really good shoulders. Thanks, Mom, for that. But I would love huge shoulders. Shoulder day is my favorite day. My shoulders got a lot bigger, for this last show, and like that's one thing I don't want to lose is my gains, you know. So luckily I'm feeling a lot better now, so I'm gonna be hitting the gym like crazy hard again starting Monday. So yeah, well, you know, I'll have to come back on in a few months and let you know how my physique looks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the leggies and the booty and the shoulders need to grow quite a bit.
Yeah. What like with the diet, like how's your diet like just even cutting away certain foods?
So my coach actually gives me a meal plan, and she gives me my macros, and of course it's, you know, obviously peak week you're eating exactly what they tell you, but with her plan I can kind of fit my macros. Like if I'm so sick of chicken, if I see a chicken like again in my face I might cry, but I know I'll be eating chicken again. Like, but for right now I'm just kind of changing it up to like different proteins, because I was literally, my fats were so low for this last show that I was just on like white fish and chicken and rice. And so I've changed up my carb sources. I actually just made my very first sourdough loaf today. It was terrifying and really hard, but that's like, sourdough's my jam. So that's like one of my favorite carbs, and it's good for you. So potatoes, sourdough. Yeah, that's no joke. That took me 12 hours. I don't know how these crazy people do it with like all these kids and like crazy lives. I'm like, oh, this is too much. This better taste good, or I'm gonna like be really upset.
You bake a lot? You bake or cook a lot?
No, I'm a terrible. My husband would say I'm a great cook, but that's just because he loves me. I mean, I feel like I'm a good baker just because I like cookies. Cookies are my favorite. So it's like if I can bake cookies for others, like, and give them and them enjoy them, and
what
I can
kind of cookies?
Them, that's fine. But I love cookies. Like crumble cookie was my obsession until like a few weeks ago when I got sick. Luckily, it kind of took that obsession away because it was a little out of control.
But that's what you would like to bake, crumble cookies, or you just like to eat it?
I like to make cookies. What's my best dish? I don't even know. Like my husband said I make good spaghetti, so we have a pug. That's our daughter. I grew up with pugs. Pugs are my absolute exception. Like
I see your pugs. They're cute.
Yeah, Penelope is my everything. But she loves spaghetti, so I make spaghetti as much as I can for them because she likes to eat it. I know she probably shouldn't eat it, but she just gets a little bit. But I make that, so I think I'm gonna make that for them for dinner tonight. But my husband's been awesome because, you know, he's lost about 50 pounds on this journey with me since the summer. He saw there was a gentleman. I might get teary-eyed. There was a gentleman in the transformation division. His name is Josh. Shout out Josh, who's in a wheelchair. Incredible. His his transformation. I'll have to share his profile with you so you can take a look. But my husband looked at me and he said, if he can do that, what is my excuse? And I said, what's your excuse? You know, I mean, we had put on quite a bit of weight together when we first started dating. And I think we did the wedding, the engagement pack of we're going to lose weight together. Well, I did, and he just kind of, you know, he didn't, but that's okay, you know, to each their own. But then I think he saw these guys on stage because they were all they had lost over 100 plus pounds, just like the women. And he's like, it piqued his interest. And he actually started talking about, well, maybe I want to compete next year. I'm like, don't feel obligated to compete because I do. But if you want to, that would be amazing. I feel like couples that compete together, it's good to have that bond and you have that emotional support and your partner's there. And there were a lot of couples backstage, and I met one couple. They were incredible. And so Morgan and Quinn, like shout out to them. They were amazing. And I would love for him to step on stage, but you know, if it's not something he wants to do, that's okay. I just want him to be healthy because I want us to both be around for a really long time. And I think he's lost 50 pounds. He's been buying meal prep because I don't cook anymore. Like I have my meals ready to go for the week. I just eat the same crap, different day, you know, my chicken, rice, and whatever. So he's doing up, but he's lost 50 pounds. And I think that sparked him. He has more energy. He's happier. So I think in this next year, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll step on stage next year or 2 years. Well, you never know.
I mean, he gotta want to do it because I mean, as far as I know, it's not an easy sport. You know, it's like you got to cut away diet, certain foods, and you got to deal with the prep. And then, you know, for the women, well, I mostly focus on the women, but I know bodybuilding in general, that it's not easy for anybody, and
It's not.
it's a
hard.
discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard. Yeah, you have
it's a
to have
discipline.
that support system. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you have to really want it because
right.
I tell you, I think one thing I didn't realize that I did read into it. You don't realize how expensive it is. It is not cheap to compete at
No, it's
all.
not.
No, I did not realize that. And one piece of it that kind of stinks is you kind of learn who your true friends are along the way. Some friendships kind of went on the back burner because I couldn't, well, not that I couldn't, I just wouldn't go out and eat crap, drink crap, and
Right.
it is what it is. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
if they were your true friend, they wouldn't care.
I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, with women in general, I feel like everything's drama or gets too deep when women feel threatened or, what is that saying? You never hear. What is that saying? It's like someone doing more than you never says something about someone doing. It's always the people doing less than you that like have the most to say about what you're doing. So
I think I get what you. Yeah.
You get what I'm putting down because my brain's not working.
Yeah. Sometimes my brain doesn't work.
No. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you kind of learn who your friends are when you have to you don't put your life on hold, but your social life, it goes bye-bye because this is number one. And like I said, I think a lot of people didn't take me seriously. I know they didn't take me seriously. They're like, yeah, right. Yeah, she's going to step on stage. Yeah, whatever. And then, a few months ago, they see me again. Like, oh shit. Like, wow. Okay. She actually did it. And now they're like, asking you for help. And it's like, but you really weren't there for me. It's like, do I really want to help you? But I want to help everyone. So it's like, sure.
I mean, it's kindness. That's all. Yeah. It's kindness. Just be kind.
Always be kind. Always. Yes.
Yeah.
My mom instilled that in us. Like, my mom had the kindest heart, and I never want to make someone feel like crap. Like, moving out to California, it's a different way of life out here. I'm kind of used to more of like, I'm not from the South, but like a lot of my friends are more like the Southern-y people and really sweet and yes ma'am, no ma'am. And California, they're just different out here. They're not as sweet, and I feel like they're not as like.
Yeah, I thought California was a little different.
Pissing my friends off, but they're not necessarily them. But there's certain people who I thought were friends, and unfortunately, I had to kind of cut ties at that point.
Yeah, that's life. It's life.
Yeah, it sucks, but they say your true friends show who they are when you need them most, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you deal with that. Wow, sometimes I be thinking like it can't be that serious. Like just because you kind of like you have like a new change and stuff, and then because I hear from different women that do bodybuilding and stuff that they'll have friends and they kind of their friends act a little different with them.
Yes. So, yeah, and I mean maybe I'm being too truthful. But I mean, I like to be honest with people that want to get into it because that was a hard thing for me to be like, wow, okay, so I guess they really don't give a crap about me, and that was all just BS. But I made a pact to myself when I turned 40. If it didn't bring me joy or it caused me pain, I was cutting out of my life. So if I needed to trim the fat with certain people too to make my life better, so be it. It is what it is. Like, I feel like I told my coach this the other day. I've always been a pushover. I think being overweight your entire life, you just kind of let people walk all over you and treat you how they want to treat you, and you just kind of take it. And so it's like my body got smaller, my muscles got bigger, and my spine, I got like this spine, like I stick up for myself. I don't let people treat me the way I don't want to be treated. If I don't like it, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. Like even certain family members, like my own family, they caused me pain in a very dark time in my life, and I had to cut them out. Like, what are you bringing to the table for me? Nothing. Like, you're getting off on talking about me behind my back when I'm literally in like the darkest time of my life. I'm sorry, but bye, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Well, let me see. We got some people in the chat. Well, the same people. Lawrence Perkins. I definitely want to be around a long time as well. And always George Page. LOL, brain damage. I think when he
Yes.
was saying our brain wasn't. And
Yeah,
then
my brain doesn't like to work.
everyone wants to be your friends, but they don't want to face a new challenge. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
But you do have like your bodybuilding, your sisters in bodybuilding.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think that's why I feel like these friendships are going to be around and last for the long haul because they know what it's like to be 300 plus pounds. They know what it's like to put in the work in the gym and put life on the back burner and not go out and do things. And I have some friends, in California that are into fitness too. Like my girl Crystal, like her and I are always talking about working out and she kills it in her home gym. But, it's, I have some great support out here. And, unfortunately, there were a few friends like back home and even family members that I just kind of had to shoo away. And of course, some friends here that really weren't friends, more of like husbands, friends, wives type of deals. But,
Yeah.
I think jealousy plays a key in women, which sucks because, like I said, I'm a girl's girl. Like, if I see my friend out here kicking butt and losing weight and like killing it, then I'm going to tell her, I'm so effing proud of you. Like, continue on because why wouldn't you? Like, why would you tear the person down, talk behind their back? She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. Or if she does it, she's not even going to place. Like, why are you going to be nasty? That's just, I don't have room or time for that. Sorry.
Well, I mean, you taking to another step. So you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
all the ways George Page. Most people don't like change when they see someone else making changes in their lives. They
Yep.
feel the need to tear you down. Mm.
That is very true. I feel like people they almost kind of feel bad about themselves, I think, when you start changing. Because I think you get comfortable. And, I don't really I have my best friend Crystal out here, but I don't like she's really it. Like, I met her through my husband. Like, she's really all I have out here. Fitness friend wise, because like everyone else is back home. But yeah, I think people get comfortable with you being the bigger girl and them being the smaller girl, and then when that kind of reverses, they get ugly about it and they're not happy for you. They're like, who does she think she is? And I can promise you, I have not changed except for maybe, like I said, a thicker spine of standing up for myself. I don't think I'm this, the poo, like I'm not that. Like, I'm just Nora. I'm a dork. I'm weird. I laugh loud. I enjoy life. Like, life's not that serious. So if you need to get your thrills by cutting down someone else, you probably need to look at your own life and figure out what you're missing out on, because something's not okay there.
A lot of times bodybuilders, like the women bodybuilders, they get shamed for being fit.
Yeah.
Like especially like the ones from the extreme ones, the bodybuilding division and
Oh,
stuff. They say they look
absolutely.
like a man and stuff. You know, they get bullied. I've
Yeah.
spoken to somebody that have gotten bullied. As a bodybuilder and before. So yeah,
That.
that's really tough.
Luckily, I'm not muscular like that, so no one said anything crazy like that to me. But I saw someone, I don't even remember who it was. It was a pro. I actually saw someone. It's like, guys, come on. And men, why are you tearing women down? Are you like that jealous that her lats and shoulders are bigger than yours? But he had said something on her page of, you look like a man. And she was like, well, then what are you? Because, like, look at us. And I was like, yes, girl, yes. Like, why do you need to tear down some woman on the internet you've never met in your life? That's just so stupid. Like, that's just dumb. Yeah, I know plenty of women that hear that crap from other men. I don't really feel like women say that to them. It's men. I don't know if they feel threatened or
I
what
mean,
it
I
is.
mean, it's different reasons. I mean, like sometimes they feel emasculated. Sometimes they want attention. a lot of
Yeah,
times. You know,
that's true too. That is
they
true. You are
yeah,
getting attention after, she writes back to you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the women sometimes. I mean, it's good that you said that. Sometimes I've heard women bodybuilders say that you know they get more of that negative energy from women than more than men. You know, so
I can see
yeah,
that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't done an NPC show yet. I know it's quite different than like Christian Guzman's show where these girls are out for blood and they're probably not going to be as friendly and want to be a friend to me, or I'm sure there'll be a few that will be, but I have to prepare myself for that. Obviously, like not everyone's going to want to be my friend, not everyone's going to want to be a fan of mine, and that's fine. So it's going to be a huge change, I think, because I'm so used to like just going backstage and being like, hey, I'm Nora, how much weight did you lose? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like this is going to be totally different. And I think a lot of the competitors maybe didn't have as much of a weight issue. So, when you're standing on that stage next to these women that have like never had like the saggy skin and stretch marks and stuff, it's going to be quite different. But oh gosh, what did Gabby say? Is like, comparison is the thief of joy. I'm there for myself. I can't compare and I do compare myself. You better believe I go on Instagram and I see, who I'm competing against. Oh my God, their shoulders are bigger than mine. Their lats look better than mine. It's like, I was making myself sick over it. And my posing coach was like, you need to get off Instagram because you don't need that. Especially like before your first show. Like I was doing that hardcore before my first show. It's like, you put in the work. It doesn't matter what the other person looks like. You're going up there for yourself. Like, honestly, I know bodybuilding, you're competing against other people, but I feel like for me, I'm really competing against myself. So I wanted to be a better version of myself in November, and I was. And so this time next year, I want to be an even better version of that Nora. So I really am just competing against myself.
yeah. You got Always George page. Like Bernie Mac said, if people don't like you for being yourself, fuck them.
I love Bernie, and I love that. Yep, it's so true. Yep, F them. It's true.
Yeah.
That goes for everything. Like, I don't know if my nephews are watching. Ben and Hayden, I love you guys. But yeah, if someone has an issue, bye. See ya.
Lawrence Perkins, yeah, some people comfortable in their own ways too.
Yeah.
And it says, you an angel, Miss Nora.
Thank you.
And a real man would love and adore you regardless of your lifestyle and atmosphere as well.
That's true. My husband has loved me at 240 pounds, and he loves me, 100 plus pounds less now, and vice versa. I loved him at his biggest, at our wedding, or he probably not as big as at our wedding, but close to it. And he's losing. I'll love him no matter what. But we're still, 40 is literally nothing nowadays. Like, we're too young. We got to get our health together, like get healthy and live as long as possible. My mom did pass away in 2003 from melanoma. Literally the healthiest woman I knew. She was the one who, like, she wasn't a bodybuilder, but I don't even know if you've ever heard of Bally Spa Lady. Actually, it's like Bally Fitness now, but it was called Spa Lady.
Yeah, I heard Bally's Fitness. Yeah,
she was an instructor for them. And so I remember, her just teaching my sister and I, young, like what weight training was, watching her. And so we've always kind of had that workout mentality. Even, my sister and I were both overweight children. She was never as large as me, but she was overweight too. And so, having mom instill that workout mentality in us definitely helped. I don't think I would have the spark or the interest in it as much if I didn't have that upbringing. But I still remember literally one of the first workouts I ever did with my mom in our garage, or in our basement gym, and just like literally doing my first lat pull down. I was like, this shit's awesome. Like, weightlifting, I get it. People love to run, people love to do certain things, but weightlifting is where it's at for me. Like, when I've been sick, and I haven't been able to work out like I wanted to, it took a toll on me, like mentally, emotionally, because I need that release. I need my muscles to want to give out on me, lift to failure, almost failure. It's like, I need that back. So And I know everyone says it, oh, the gym is my therapy, but legit, the gym is my therapy. When I'm having a shit day, I go to
I
the gym.
understand.
Yep.
What made you gain weight like growing up? Was you depressed or?
Well, you know, I would say genetics. My dad's side of the family, they're large people. My dad's not large. I don't know where he came from, but you know, obesity, of course, runs in our family. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but I could dive deep into our upbringing and stuff, but I'm sure my dad will watch this, so we're not going to do all that on here.
No, it's just a little preview. That's all. You ain't got to
No,
put a detail, but you know that's good
my
enough.
mom
That
passed
that,
away,
that's
and
good.
it was with melanoma, and I gained 150 pounds
Oh,
in literally a year of her dying. She was my whole world. So when she passed, you know, I was 20, my sister was 18. It's like my poor dad had these two daughters now. He's like, what the hell am I doing with these? I had actually just gotten married to my first husband at the time. And so, you know, I was out on my own, and McDonald's made me happy. McDonald's filled my emotions. It helped my grief. We would
yeah.
literally, oh my God, I like have to like send this to Sean because he's gonna laugh. My ex-husband, like we're still friends on Instagram. We still talk. It's whatever. But we would legit eat dinner, and then about 9:00 we'd go and get Big Mac meals every night from McDonald's to help me with my pain, my emotional pain.
Wow. Oh man.
150 pounds in like a year plus. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad you transitioned to the better. Yeah,
Me too.
yeah,
I've never been
yeah.
happier. I mean, and it's not just because of the weight loss. Obviously, that's a huge part, but just getting healthy, you know, before I was not good. I had fatty liver. I was pre-diabetic. I had all the things. My doctor was literally like, I don't know if you're going to die at 35, but you're headed there. I needed that.
Yeah.
Doctor sugarcoat crap too much now. Like, I need like those old school doctors because, you know, he was one of those old school doctors that was just brutally honest, and that's what I needed to hear. And I was like, well, shit, I need to get my shit together because, you know, my sister had just had my first nephew, Hayden, love of my freaking life. And I was like, I have to be around for that kid. Like, I cannot miss this kid growing up. And then she had my boo-boo, my boodle, Ben. And then, gosh, Hayden knew me like pretty much most of his life as this 300 plus pound woman. So when Ben was born, I had actually had surgery about 6 months after he was born. So he never really got to know me as the bigger me. But my nephew Hayden, when he saw me in July, he was so cute. He's 12. He's like, Nora. And I don't think he knew how to verbalize it correctly. He's like, you're looking really fit. And I'm like, buddy, that's like the nicest thing ever. Like, thank you. Like, no, you're not looking skinny, which I don't want to hear that crap. You're looking fit or you're looking buff. That's what I want to hear. He knows how to make me smile, that's for sure. But yeah, I just want to be healthy, and that's all I really want out of life is just to be here as long as possible, because my mom was, I'm pretty sure she was 41 when she passed. And like I said, she was one of the healthiest people I knew. And she never went out in the sun. And to get melanoma, she's kind of one of the reasons that I'm a hypochondriac. And if there's anything wrong, I go to the doctor, because she had a spot on her back that grew and grew and grew for years. And she knew it was there. And she was like, nah, we're just going to ignore it. And of course, it was way too late by then. I tell everyone, I'm like, get your skin checks. I don't even care if melanoma runs in your family or not. Go to your yearly dermatologist appointments. But she'd still be here today if she had just gone to the doctor like way sooner.
It kind of remind me of breast cancer. You know,
yes.
I heard this. There was this woman. She was like an author of a book, and she kind of was hosting this program that I was in, and she was saying that, you know, white women are mostly to get breast cancer, but black women, they mostly to die from breast cancer because they don't always, you know, check to see, you know, the problem and stuff.
They don't seek help.
Yeah, they don't see help. No. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. Yeah, they don't see.
Amazing. I didn't know. That's crazy. I mean, I'm at that age where literally like a couple months ago, my doctor's like, all right, you're at that age where you need to schedule your first mammogram. I was like, oh my God, I'm that old already. I'm like, okay, you know, like no one wants to do it, but tough shit. You got to do it. Like if you want to be around for the long haul, you need to get your labs done. You need to get your checks done. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, but I wish you the best. You
Thank
know,
you so
yeah,
much.
and the next competition, you where we could talk again, talk about your time, your experience. Yeah, yeah.
I would
I
love
hope
that.
you.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
that. I'm telling you, hopefully a year from now, I'm going to be huge. I mean, you can't really see my shoulders. I feel like they've depleted in the past 2 weeks with me being sick, but hopefully I'll be
Well, it takes
jacked
time,
for you.
Nova. It takes time.
It
It
does
takes
take
time.
time.
But I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you
much.
giving me your time and your experience. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. When you had reached out to me, I was like, why would he want to talk to me? I'm nobody. And I was like, I'm doing this because I was terrified. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going on YouTube and talking to a complete stranger, but I have to step out of my comfort zone like I did with this whole bodybuilding thing. And this has been the best hour, so I can't thank you enough. And thank you to everyone that's been in the chat. You're amazing. You guys put a
Yeah.
big smile on my face, and I want to thank you so much for all of that. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you was a real good sport, Nora. Thank you. You know, it's not easy trying to get guests here, so I'm still trying.
Oh, you know what? No, you're awesome. No, thank you so much. And yes, I would absolutely love to get back on here in a few months with you. And
Well,
thank you so much. This was
I'll probably
amazing.
get my friend if it's up to
Do
her
that.
though.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Well, then set
Yeah,
it up sooner. I don't mind.
yeah,
Whenever she's ready, you just let me know.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna send your information to her.
I
Yeah,
would love that.
yeah, yeah. But
Absolutely. I would love
anyway,
that.
again, and I appreciate everybody on the chat. George, Lawrence, appreciate you guys. I'm out, KLA. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.